What's up, guys? So today I'm starting a new series that I've been wanting to do for a while. I'm going to be telling you all about Footsies. Now that Samurai Showdown is out, I think this is one of the most powerful footsie-based fighters out on the market right now. If you have good footsies, that's really going to help you. But I feel like a lot of people in the FGC, they know that footsies are something you have to be good at, but they don't know exactly what that means or what specifically you need to be doing to incorporate that into your game. So I'm going to try to explain that to you in this series. With every episode, I'm going to cover a few concepts, and then I'm going to hop online and try to apply them in a real match. And the primary source that I'm using for this series is the Footsies Handbook from SonicHurricane.com. The link is down in the description. In my opinion, this is probably the single greatest written work in all of fighting games. There's a ton of parts, and each part covers a few simple, specific examples of things that you can do in matches to apply footsies and beat your opponents. So we're going to be starting out with Chapter 1 here. I'm just going to cover the 3 concepts that are included in Chapter 1, and then we're going to hop online and see if we can actually apply them in a match. So element number 1 is to momentarily step into your opponent's poke range and quickly back out instead of attacking. So this is also called whiff punishing. You'll see, like, when I get into this range, I'm kind of reaching the range of Genjiro's hard punch. So what I do is I step in, I step out, he whiffs the hard punch, and then I get a whiff punish. I think 99% of the time when people are talking about footsies, this is kind of what they're talking about. It's super important, and it's how a lot of top players are going to win neutral, is by, you know, making these big baits. They're going to use it in tense situations where the opponent is on edge and really willing to throw out buttons, and use it as an opportunity to get big punishes. So in Samurai Showdown, obviously the walk speed is really low. So this is going to be a little bit harder than in some games, but it's definitely still doable. And even with dashes as well, especially if your character has a big backdash. A lot of characters in this game go really far back on their backdash. Run in, jump out, and there you go. Perfect whiff punish opportunity. You definitely have to get a feel for when the opponent likes to press buttons, what buttons they like to press. If they're mostly using medium attacks to poke with, you can kind of adjust your range to that, and that kind of stuff. But this is going to be really, really important, and it's going to be something that you're going to want to learn and be able to apply. You're going to have the reactions to see them press a button and actually be able to punish it. And one other aspect of element number 1 I want to talk about is this doesn't always have to apply to them like whiffing normals. I think another good example of this in this game is if you dash up, the opponent a lot of times is going to want to jump, because dash up throw is very powerful in this game. So the opponent, a lot of opponents are going to have the tendency to jump when the opponent closes a lot of space, because they think you're looking for a throw. So instead of doing dash up throw all the time, instead do dash up wait and then punish the opponent for jumping. This is an extremely powerful tactic that I think will get you a lot of damage. This also applies in burst, especially. People are afraid to get thrown while you're in rage burst because they don't want to get thrown into super. But if instead, while you're in rage burst mode, you just dash up, wait for them to jump, there, you can punish with super. So this is another really, really strong strategy as well. Dash up and just wait, guys. I swear you're going to get a ton of hits from this in Samurai Showdown in particular. Next up, we're going to look at element 2. Determine which of your combos and attack strings position your opponents barely outside their effective reversal range. So in case you didn't understand exactly what that means, basically, if your opponent has any sort of like reversal move, particularly a dragon punch, quite a few characters have that in this game. So say the opponent wants to do a reversal dragon punch. You're going to have to figure out what kits, what aspects of your kit are going to leave you in range of dragon punch versus out of range. So like, for example, this attack, this is going to leave me in range of Dragon Punch. It's actually going to leave me punishable, which is a problem. But even if you're not punishable with Dragon Punch, say it's like a close medium or something, you can see I'm safe against Dragon Punch. But because of the invincibility on these attacks, I can't throw anything else out. I can't do any sort of like recoil cancel or anything like that, because the Dragon Punch is going to be there. So figure out what things you have that are going to leave you outside of that range, so that you'll be able to effectively bait the opponent. So like this example I gave earlier, if you're point blank, you can get hit by Dragon Punch, but learn your spacing where, like, okay, it turns out if I stand back here, check it out, I'm safe. and then you get a massive, massive punish. And this applies to combos too. Tam Tam doesn't have a lot of combos, so maybe this is kind of a bad example. But you know, if you land a combo like this, learn, is this going to keep me in Dragon Punch range or not? See, it looks like this one puts me out of Dragon Punch range, which is pretty sick. So things like that are pretty important to learn as well, so you can get those big baits and those big punishes. So make sure you pay attention to when your opponents are likely to use a Dragon Punch. I find with Genjiro players, they use it all the time. So look out for that, learn their habits, and be able to abuse it by specifically going to tactics that leave you outside of range of that. That's what you're going to want to look for. And then element 3, this is the last one we'll cover today. Once you've established a pattern of poking consistently at a certain range, use your opponent's hesitation to walk up and throw them. So this one is huge. This is absolutely huge in Samurai Showdown. So especially with characters like Tam Tam, Jubei, Haomaru, any character where you have long-range pokes that you're going to be throwing out a lot, get the opponent used to you throwing this out at certain range. I do this a lot with Tam Tam where it's like, okay, I'm going to dash up into this range and then I'm going to poke you. That's my game plan. That's my game plan. You get the opponent used to it, get yourself into this range, the kind of tip range of your poke, and poke the opponent. And do this a bunch and see how they handle it. And then they're going to get used to that pretty quickly, and then you're going to be able to get really close to them with a dash up throw. Like, if you start the round by just doing this, it's never going to work. The opponent is going to hit you, or they're going to jump, or some other nonsense. But once you train them into this pattern of, I'm going to get in this range, and I'm going to poke you. Once you train them with this, and this is what they expect out of you, you would be amazed by the distance that you can cover with a dash-up throw. It's pretty incredible. But now that we've covered the 3 elements, I'm going to try to go online and see if I'm able to apply these, and we're going to see how it goes. So stay tuned, guys. Alright, so we're in a match here, Tam Tam versus Jubei. This should hopefully be a great example match to show off some of these properties, because these are 2 very Footsies-oriented characters here. So my primary strategy here is I'm going to be trying to get into standing medium punch range and abuse that normal. You can see, like, the range on this is absolutely absurd. And then maybe I can apply some whiff punishes as well. Let's see if he's willing to take the bait on some of these. Looks like not yet. We both whiff a throw, which is kind of embarrassing. Yeah, that's not safe. So it does look like he's a little bit jump happy when he sees me running. Maybe I'll be able to abuse that. He does seem slightly hesitant to press buttons. Okay, nice backdash there. He's definitely not ready to be dash-up thrown yet. We're going to have to wait a little bit on that. Whoa, nice one, my man. That was really good. Okay, this guy's playing well. Let's see if we can make a little bit of an adaptation here. I think the medium punch strategy is really effective. There's no reason for me to get fancy here. I can outrange him, so I'll just try to do that. Nice, caught him jumping. I guess I'm out of range for that jump back attack to be working. So if I can offer him, nice, a little bit of a whiff punish there. If I can offer him this standing medium punch as sort of like a strategy that he's going to struggle with, it'll force him to adapt, and then maybe I can play with his expectations a little bit. Oops, I was trying to jump back there. Uh-oh. There we go. Let's chill at this range. I'm trying to get just outside of his medium punch range. Uh-oh. Nice. There we go. I figure he might have been jumping again there because he was afraid of dash up throw. So I went ahead and did kick kind of preemptively. By the way, element 2 is not really going to apply here. The getting outside of your opponent's reversal range, because Jubei actually has no real reversals other than counter. So it's not really going to apply. There, we got that long dash up throw. I feel like we definitely would not have been able to get away with that at the beginning of the match. But now that he's a little bit more accustomed to my playstyle, he's a little bit more vulnerable to it. Unfortunate miss on the post throw combo there. He's whiffing jump-ins a lot, which is not good. That makes you vulnerable to throw. I don't know about that one, Chief. Oh, I tried to jump over it kind of foolishly. Maybe I could have poked him with medium there. Oh, nice one. There, we actually hit him. Get our sword back, but get hit for it. Alright, we're going to have to burst, I think. Let's see if we can apply that technique I talked about. There it is! Dash up, bait the jump, then throw. I think he's dead. Nice! Nice, boys! Wow, that was sick. I felt like we did an okay job there. I think really, though, like, my problem was I was trying a little bit too hard to get the reads early, when really I can just abuse medium slash. There's no reason for me to get fancy. If he can't deal with medium slash, I'll just keep doing it. So that's going to be what I'm looking for this time. Instead of trying to get too fancy, we're just going to try to abuse him with medium slash. Nice counter. Nice. Okay, maybe he does have a plan. But we can adjust to that. We can dash up throw. He's going a little crazy on the counters. Yeah, see? Now that he's used to my medium slash timing, he's really trying to counter it, but we can mix that up. We can deal with that. Oh, if I could have blocked that, I would have been able to punish him pretty easily. There we go. So mostly what won it for us there, it was medium slash and it was dash up throw. We're definitely keeping him on his toes. He's a little bit afraid to jump when he sees me dash now, I think. See, stuff like this is becoming way more easier to land now that we're getting later in the match. Oh, we could have had a fat whiff punish there if my reactions were good. There we go. Quit throwing those buttons out. What are you doing, man? So element 1 in action just a little bit, trying to stand just at the edge of his poke range and see if we can get baits. Buddha, Buddha. Oh, almost had another fat whiff punish there. I was going for that long range throw. Okay, he was ready. I just really wanted to show that to you guys. Show the longest range throw in the world. Well, he got a little bit desperate there. Nice. That went pretty well. I think you guys mostly saw everything I was talking about. You know, waiting, standing at the tip of his poke range, waiting for him to whiff, getting the whiff punishes, dashing up, baiting jump back. You saw some of that. Like I said, really important in this game to be able to bait jump back when they're expecting dash up throw. As well as alternating your strategy between poking them with your better pokes. In Tam Tam's case, the standing medium slash is an absurdly good poke. Poke him with that, get him frustrated by it, get him ready to block whenever you step into that poke range, and then you're going to be able to land dash up throw a lot easier. I hope that this was a decent illustration of some of these principles, guys. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this and you want me to do more of this series. I was pretty excited to do it, so I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.